Today is August 4th, 2019, and I'm here with my 5 things I'm grateful for today. And today I'm feeling a little slow, needing a lot of rest, needing a lot of comfort. So, the first thing that I am grateful for today, number one, is the sun, the sunshine. I love the sun mostly because it helps my whole entire body relax. I love the sun beating down on my skin. I also like to protect my skin, like wearing sunscreen. I don't usually do that a lot. Honestly, I haven't ever been really good at that, but I also like, not that really matters, but like taking care of my skin, you know. So yeah, the sun, and it just helps me to, when I feel a lot of fear, or when I feel like the wound of my abandonment wound, or like being left out in the cold, or like feeling rejected, I can feel the energy, and the energy, it feels like I get really cold, I get really shaky, I get really shivery, like when I feel fear. That's what it feels like. It feels, so I always know when I'm feeling fear, because I feel like really like I am cold, like I'll want to take a shower, or I like to just lay in the sun, like I said. So that's why I'm grateful for the sun, the sunshine. I like to go on walks in the morning. This helps me to like really connect with the sun, which helps me connect with my solar plexus chakra. And that's funny because that's where we feel like when we experience like things like poverty or like homelessness, or like abandonment or rejection, or like feeling left out in the cold, it really has to do with our solar plexus chakra, which is like our inner sun. And it's that energy that makes us feel like supported and valuable and like comforted and taken care of. And so like that's why I like to connect with the sun, and I'm grateful for the sun because it helps me release any anxiety. Like also I can feel it on the crown of my head, or like on my third eye chakra, and this helps to release my anxiety. It helps me even just like release the tension in my face. So yes, I'm thankful for the sun, getting out in the sun, connecting with the sun, the energy of the sun. You know, it's fire, it's that passion within us. It's, yeah, like I said, it's like our inner power. So it can make us feel very loved. So then the second thing I'm on to, that I'm grateful for today is I am going to go to my belly. So I'm so thankful for my belly. I notice myself putting my hands just here. Like I'll just put my hand here whenever I need to rest, whenever I need to ground myself, whenever I'm feeling like I need comfort. I just put my hand here. There's 2 reasons I do this. One, I like my hand on my stomach. When I like to think of my like beloved, I'm feeling his hand around me and on my stomach. This brings me a lot of comfort. It helps me stay grounded. And I've also just shamed my stomach for a lot of lifetimes, not just this lifetime, but many of lifetimes. And so one thing I've always suffered with is like binge eating. And so, and not shaming myself when I feel really bloated, when I eat something that I'm using to comfort myself. Because I notice that's when I eat the most, right? Is when I want to comfort myself, when I'm feeling very emotional. And so like learning how to like connect with the sun and putting my hand on my stomach. Another thing that helps me when I'm feeling this way, and why I like my belly and putting my hand on my belly, is because I can feel my future children with me. They're guiding me right now in spirit, and so I can feel them. Like I like to just put my hand on my stomach as if they were in there, and this brings me a lot of comfort. It brings me a lot of love, and it just makes me feel very safe. And it also helps me just like retrain my relationship with my belly and not shaming it, and just like I love my hand on my soft belly and like not judging myself. And yeah, or I just like to move it like this, and this is just like a lot of like energy clearing. I always just set intentions that I'm clearing any energy from my stomach, from my solar plexus chakra, from my sacral chakra. And yeah, so that just brings me a lot of comfort, connecting with that part of my body, putting my hand on that body, using it to hold myself. That's what emotional healing has been for me, is learning how to hold myself in times of need, in times of despair, in times of grief, in times of like rejection and abandonment, is to learn how to hold myself and get myself through that moment, and not stay stuck there, but bring myself back up into joy, back up into peace, and back up into love, but still acknowledging those feelings that I have. And every time those wounds are triggered, sitting with them and holding myself through them, instead of running away from my feelings by eating or distracting myself, which I'm not gonna lie, I do sometimes. But that's all part of the process, in my opinion. So anyway, next to my third thing that I'm grateful for today is my pets, or animals in general, the animals of the earth. My dog Sophia, she is a Shih Tzu, and I've had her for probably like, I want to say like 6 years maybe, but she is so comforting to me. Her spirit, her energy is just beautiful. It's so comforting, it's so relaxing, and it helps me feel really grounded. I love animals for that reason. I'm able to communicate with animals, like not just my pets, but animals in general, telepathically. So they bring me a lot of comfort. They bring me a lot of joy. They bring me a lot of reassurance. And I'm really thankful for my pets. And like I was saying, just animals in general, because they bring such like an innocence and like a peace to earth, in my opinion. And when we like can put them on our laps, they help to ground our energy. They also just remind us of, okay, this sounds like right in my face. They also just remind us to like slow down. And yeah, so that's the third thing that I'm grateful for, is my pets, and for animals in general. Just bringing me that sense of comfort. Like, there's pet therapy, and if you're feeling called to maybe get a pet, they're great, because what can happen is, like, we have contracts with our pets, and so they're like souls or guides that can sort of come with us and be with us on the earth plane. And so that's really one way. Like, if you feel really deeply connected to animals, they, like, we came here to save the animals too, because we came here to save the earth, in my opinion, with like understanding that they are us and we are them, and treating them with respect and with compassion. And so, yeah, that's just one thing that I'm really grateful for, is my pets and animals in general. So on to my fourth thing that I'm grateful for today is my bed. My bed is a place where I've done so much healing. It's so comforting to me. Sometimes when you're healing emotionally and you're going through a lot and you're holding yourself, you spend a lot of time in your bed. I've spent so much time in my bed just holding myself, like cradling myself, also creating and communicating with my guides. It's just a place, I think we take a lot of those things for granted, because there are people that don't have beds that are readily available to them. Like, there are people that are sleeping on mud floors. There are people, like, all over the world that don't have beds, that don't have that luxury. And so that's one thing that I'm grateful for, because I do have a home and I do have a place to stay, which brings me to the fourth thing that I'm grateful for. Or no, I think this is my fifth thing now. Yeah, my fourth was the bed. My fifth thing is my home. I'm grateful for my home. It's not necessarily where I want to be, not at all. But I am grateful to have a home, to have a shelter, to have a roof over my head, to have food available to me, to have a bed available to me, to have my own private space, a bathroom, to have like a yard. And those are things that we take for granted almost probably every single day. And it's just nice to know that we have that sense of security and that sense of safety. But what's also important to remember is that our safety and our security doesn't come from like material things like our home or our relationships or our bed, like or our job. It doesn't come from that. It comes from like feeling stable within, feeling safe within yourself, feeling comforted within yourself, knowing that if you had nothing, if you lost everything tomorrow, that you could make it on your own. And not a lot of people know what they're capable of, and they don't know how much they could actually get through, because they take so many things for granted, and there's so many luxuries that we have that people think that these things are necessities or needs that they couldn't survive without them. Like air conditioning, for example, is a luxury. It is not a necessity. We could live on this earth without any air conditioning, because we created air conditioning. But we're able to like sustain with extreme amounts of heat and extreme amount of cold, like the things that we have, like a warm bed, a warm home, heat. Those are luxuries that we should be grateful for every single day, because not everybody has them. And I think it's really important to be grateful for the small things, just the little mundane things like a bed, or blankets, or like water. And so I just think it's really important to focus on what we do have, and to remember that not everybody has the things and the luxuries that we have, yet we tend to focus on what we don't have, and we're envious and we're jealous of what other people have that we don't. Like I said, like, I'm not in the home that I want to be in right now, but I'm also grateful for it, because without it, like, I don't know, like, I'm just grateful to have it. So I'm not going to focus on what I don't have or where I don't want to be, and I'm going to be grateful for what I do have. And this really shifts our energy into the energy of gratitude and appreciation. So anyway, I hope this is helpful. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'm sending so much love to you wherever you are.